Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by the Liberty Times, Diosibal, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has issued a stark warning that any Israeli military attack on the Lebanese capital, Beirut, would trigger a full-scale resumption of war in the Middle East. Araghchi stated during an interview with Lebanon's Al Mawadain TV, as reported by Iran's Tasnim news agency, that such an attack would carry severe consequences. He warned that Iran's armed forces are fully prepared to strike Israel in retaliation should Beirut be targeted. While the Iranian foreign minister noted that diplomatic communication channels between Tehran and the United States remain open, he emphasized that there has been no substantial progress in negotiations aimed at ending the ongoing conflict in the region. According to United Press International, UPIA, Bolivian President Rodrigo Paz has submitted a bill to Parliament aimed at regulating states of emergency. This legislative push comes as the nation grapples with a severe political and humanitarian crisis, which is now entering its fifth week. The unrest was further compounded on Wednesday by the resignations of both the defense and education ministers, marking a significant political blow to the six-month-old administration. The crisis began in early May, triggered by fuel shortages, rising living costs, and opposition to government-backed economic reforms. Since then, over 100 roadblocks have crippled the transportation of essential food, medicine, and fuel throughout the country. Protests are being led by labor unions, indigenous groups, and supporters of former President Evo Morales, with some factions demanding President Paz's resignation. The ongoing road blockades have caused at least 5 deaths and resulted in economic losses exceeding $1.6 billion. President Paz defended the emergency bill as a necessary tool to establish a clear legal framework to ensure the distribution of essential supplies under a logic of humanitarian action, while reaffirming his commitment to resolving the conflict through democratic dialogue. According to Al Jazeera, heavy gunfire and explosions have erupted in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, ahead of planned protests against President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's rule. Former Prime Minister Hassan Ali Khaire accused government forces acting under the president's command of attacking him and his supporters during a consultative meeting before a scheduled peaceful demonstration. Somalia has plunged into a political crisis following Mohamud's announcement that his presidential term would be extended by a year after its scheduled expiration on May 15th. This extension, based on a new constitution passed in March, has been vehemently rejected by opposition figures and regional leaders who see it as an attempt to centralize power. Clashes between armed opposition forces and Somali police broke out in central Mogadishu, with witnesses reporting the use of rocket-propelled grenades. Former President Sharif Sheikh Ahmed also condemned the attack, stating the president's mandate had expired and warning against further bloodshed. While the United States and the United Kingdom have attempted to broker peace talks, the political division remains deep. According to RNZ, Fijian Prime Minister PM Rabuka has rejected criticism from human rights advocates regarding the opening of a new permanent Israeli embassy in Suva. During a joint press conference with Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar, Rabuka described the embassy's opening as a blessing for Fiji. When questioned about Israel's alleged human rights violations in Gaza, Rabuka stated that the issue was none of our business at a diplomatic level, adding that such matters are handled by the appropriate United Nations courts. The official opening of the embassy was accompanied by controversy as local police stopped a small pro-Palestinian protest outside the Fiji Women's Crisis Center. This diplomatic development follows Fiji's opening of an embassy in Jerusalem in September 2025. Moving forward, cooperation between the two nations is expected to expand into sectors such as health, digital transformation, cybersecurity, agriculture, and climate resilience. Foreign Minister Sa'ar praised Fiji as a true friend and emphasized Israel's strategic interest in deepening its presence and investments in the Pacific region. According to Al Jazeera, Israel has intensified its military campaign across Lebanon, launching strikes that killed 9 people and wounded several others on Wednesday. The attacks targeted at least 10 vehicles, including an ambulance, and reached the southern outskirts of Beirut in the Khaire area. Among the dead were 2 medics near Tyre and a Lebanese soldier in the south, raising fears of a total breakdown of the nominal April ceasefire. This latest escalation occurs at a highly sensitive time, as Israeli and Lebanese negotiators are convening in Washington for a 4th round of direct U.S.-mediated peace talks. Although U.S. President Donald Trump recently stated that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had agreed to halt attacks on Beirut, Israel maintains it reserves the right to strike if Hezbollah's actions continue. Meanwhile, Hezbollah responded by firing rockets into northern Israel. The rising tension has drawn sharp warnings from Iran, which insists that a comprehensive Lebanese ceasefire must be included in any broader regional agreement, warning of grave consequences if Beirut is targeted further. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.